What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Run Pure Sports NBA Hardwood Show. I'm your host, Mangone. I'm live from Big T's workbench. I know it looks a little dark here, looks a little different, but I am live from Tony's workbench. I'm at the Niehaus house with Hoop and K Falik. Hoop, we'll go to you first. You're in Big T's chair today, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, if I can't win tonight playing NBA DFS in Big T's office, I might as well just hang it up because, I mean, you talk about some good mojo. This is the spot right here. If I can't make it happen and get a nice six-figure win tonight, I might retire.
Yeah, and let's talk about the good mojo, right? Like I looked at Big T's core, right? I went and talked to him. I jumped in the office. I said, "What are we doing in college basketball?" And he said, "We're stacking up Oral Roberts in Ohio State. I got 6 guys in this game, and what do you know? We got overtime. I mean, no one is running hotter than Big T right now. I feel bad for TitleTown because we got TitleTown and we have Big T. They're going to be playing some basketball tomorrow. It's going to be really fun to watch and see who wins that game. I think it's going to be Big T. I know Hoop, I think, is on the side of Big T. Let's bring in K Falik. How's it going over there, man? And who do you got, TitleTown or Big T this weekend?"
What's going on? Gotta go with Big T because of TitleTown's really smart decision to the 3 dribbles just seems to be the best decision he could have made to ensure that he is absolutely going to lose this.
Yeah, I'm with you. And we got the people in the chat. They're asking, like, I got a haircut, so we got some new hair now. It's not what I looked like last time I shaved, so the people are probably happy about that. But K Falik, I'm with you. Title made a mistake, and it'll be fun to watch it tomorrow. Sure, we'll be streaming it for you guys to be able to let you see it.
So what time should I come back for the tour of the workbench? Is there a specific schedule for where to sign up or anything, or where are we on that?
Well, K Falik, man, we like a little foreplay here at Run Pure Sports, right? Stay tuned. Maybe after we get to your charts, the people love your charts. So let's hit your charts first.
Yes.
Yes. We got the
so in preparation for today, I had to pull up the Golden State Warriors chart. I want
the Spurs chart.
Yes.
We'll talk about that later. I had to get my kids' crayons to give a little color to it. I know our friend who loves the number 33 loves the crayons and markers, so felt it was only appropriate to pull those out as well, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, and if you hear the screaming and yelling in the background, I'm sure Hoop can hear it. I mean, Oral Roberts, I think, just won. I got on the TV here. Big T's going nuts. Everyone's screaming. Hoop, can you confirm? Because I think that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, they're going bonkers. They're going bonkers here in the background. So they're all rooting for Oral Roberts. I'm assuming that Oral Roberts got the W there.
Yeah, well, you're a big college basketball fan, right, Hoop? So you're definitely excited for that win.
Yeah, I can't wait to get off here and watch these games all night. Just so excited. I mean,
well, I had Virginia Tech in about every single way for this exact reason, planning for this Ohio State loss either in the first or second round. Unfortunately, the Hokies decided to get a BS technical foul for a little chatter, and that turned the game over. And unfortunately, they didn't pull it out.
Yep. If you guys could, while you're watching this video, I'm doing it live for the bench. Hoop, we're at the Niehaus house. Like, we're trying to get all that good mojo for you guys. Please hit that like. It helps us out a ton. We appreciate it. Also, subscribe to the channel. All you got to do is look at K Falik's charts in his mug. It's right below him, and hit that subscribe. Helps our producer out a ton, and he likes that. So please do that. You can you can find out when all of our content goes live over here at Run Pure Sports. Hoop, is it time to dive in? You got anything else you want to talk about here before we dive into the slate? Hoop?
Just pick out Angel Pinto is saying that I'm high as fuck. I don't think I've smoked since early 2000s, maybe. I think that was the last time. So pretty sure we're on a losing streak already on that one. But it's good to see you thinking that way.
Oh yeah, no one's high here yet. But we got some drinks flowing. It's a good time here for us over at Run Pure Sports. But we can dive in. We can start talking about these games. We'll start off with the first one. And the best part is we got a 7:30 lock. So 30 minutes from the normal time. And we're kicking it off with your game, K Falik. We're gonna kick it off with you first, right? Because we got the Spurs and we have the Cavaliers. And this is a game that I'm not trying to roster many guys from, right? But you got the charts for us. I know DeRozan's back. How do we handle this game, K Falik?
As you just said, DeRozan is back, which means that you move on to the next one. It's pretty easy for me. San Antonio plays differently when you have DeRozan and Murray on the court. Nothing more to say about this one. You may say that the slate starts at 7:30 Eastern. I say it starts at 8 Eastern. So that's the way that I'm looking at it.
All right. We got Lush25 in the chat. It says bring in Big T. So we might have a Big T appearance at some point. Maybe you can make that happen.
Yeah, Big T will get in here. We'll bring him in. It's just it's necessary to have him at least stop in and say hi. So he'll be in here at some point.
Yeah, he'll hop in. Man, if he hops in on mine, it could get interesting here if he hops in behind me. I mean, I'll say that. So we'll have to see what happens. Hoop, I mean, you're not playing anyone from this Spurs Cavs game, right?
The one guy that I am considering on FanDuel, Jared Allen, is 6.7K on FanDuel. I think he's a good play on FanDuel at 6.7K.
Yeah, the problem is, I mean, listen, I mean, we don't want to fade Big T in the heater, right? Like, he's got to be on Jokic today, right? I mean, against the Bulls. So I don't know. Obviously, if you play 150 lineups, it could be interesting. And paying down at center sometimes is a little unique, especially on these kind of slates where you have all these spots where you can spend up. So even going to that mid tier for Allen, it does make some sense. Okay, Falk, you have anything else to show with the charts, or is that it? No, nothing else for the people? We're a little disappointed over here.
I'm sorry, but this was a game that literally just moved right along. I just skipped right over it and decided that there is really not much that I want to look at when you have a healthy San Antonio and Cleveland team. I guess you can look at Larry Nance if you really want to. He's taking minutes from my boy Dylan Windler. Has lost his spot in the rotation, it seems like. So Larry Nance getting the 36 minutes again at 5.2 and 5.3 is definitely an interesting play. Could be low owned, but I currently not very interested in it. I'd rather wait for a little bit of news.
Yeah, no, I do like the Nance. I think Nance is in play. I mean, he's been putting up some big numbers, and I think Cleveland hangs around in this game enough. So I don't mind Nance either. I think he's in play.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And JT Hayes in the chat, he's here. He said, Mango, did you sneak into the closet? No, you know what I'm doing? I'm on Big T's workbench celebrating some Oral, right? Celebrating an Oral Roberts victory. I mean, this can't get any better. It's a great weekend for me. So having a good time. Let's go over to the next game, which is one I'm going to get excited about. You have the Boston Celtics. You have the Sacramento Kings, which is a game that I think is really interesting. Obviously, Marvin Bagley is hurt for a while, and that's pretty good, right? Because that's going to help guys like De'Aaron Fox. His usage has gotten better. Kay Fallick, we'll go to you first. Are there any charts here on the Sacramento Kings or the Boston Celtics for us?
I think that the only thing that I was trying to figure out with this game is you have Thies, who completely ruined some lineups last game, and when you look at him, I'm wondering if his play is somewhat connected to. I don't have any numbers to prove it at this point, but when I was thinking about it this afternoon, I'm wondering if his play has any connection to Kemba Walker and his efficiency. Because when you look at when he's doing better, I feel like it's got to be when Kemba's running the point instead of Jalen and Tatum doing their thing. In regards to Sacramento, while they're getting a lot of minutes, I think you have some viable routes here. I'm just worried. I worry about Boston's defense on these wing players, which is where you want to be with Sacramento. Rashawn Holmes is too expensive on both sides, to be honest. I think to be a guy with the high upside. So I don't really like much from Sacramento due to the price. Harrison Barnes is somewhat interesting, but it's a 10-game slate where you have some guys who have really high ceilings, and I'm not sure Harrison Barnes can get you there above the 6x, and that's not something I'm looking for in tourneys.
All right, well, in tourneys, I love Fox for sure. I'm definitely considering him at 9.1K. I think he's too cheap. He has that 60-point ceiling still at that price. I also like running it back with a Celtic or two, right? A Jaylen Brown at 8K and a Tatum at 8.9. I don't hate him because we have a lot of value with these Warriors that we'll get to and we'll talk about. I think it's a bit of a way where you can get unique with a 232 total, which is definitely something you like on this slate. I mean, pulling up all the totals here, it's one of the highest ones on the slate. So it does feel like one of those games that might not be popping in the projections as much, but I might force some of this in a little bit in tournaments. How about you? How are you handling this Celtics and Kings game? I don't know. Hoop, you there?
The sound keeps cutting in and out. I got Tony's AirPods in, and I'm thinking whenever he uses his phone, it cuts me off. But in terms of this game on the Kings Celtics, Kings, I don't have much interest in. I mean, it's not a good spot here against Boston on the road. So I'm going to be most likely off these Kings guys. On the Celtics side, I think Jaylen Brown is interesting on FanDuel. He's 7.5K. You have to play the two small forwards. I think he is the guy to consider over there. Jason Tatum, I don't know. He's just a guy this year that just haven't had a good feel for, to be honest with you. So if anything in this game is going to be it's going to be Jaylen Brown specifically on FanDuel, and Daniel Tice. Oh man, I was on him last or was it 2 nights ago when he was 4.1K and he completely busted. Just a little bit bitter about that. So I don't know. It'll probably just be Jaylen Brown on FanDuel for me in this game.
Yeah, and probably because small forward is a bit tough. Like, I mean, we've been playing Brandon Ingram. I know you've been playing him. Small forward is just always so terrible. It's like, that's why you kind of get forced into considering these guys sometimes at small forward on FanDuel, right? All right, well, we'll go to you.
Yeah, I want to push. Yeah, I think that's why Tony doesn't wear AirPods during the show. Because he makes fun of JSU's AirPods, but then his crap out all the time anyways as well.
Yeah, I think Tony does it without the AirPods. I don't know. If you want to grab
now I know why.
Hoop, if you want to walk out and like go ask Tony what's up and get it figured out, that might
he doesn't have enough money to pay for them. It's okay. He's currently needing. Can we set up a GoFundMe to get Tony some AirPods?
Yeah, no, definitely don't think we need them. Anything else you got here though, Val? Like Daniel Tice is someone that he might get some ownership, right? I think the Warriors chalk might keep it down a little though, at least.
That's what I think. Yeah, I think that's I think people are hurt by him from last game. I'll say again, I think people are hurt from him from last game. He's power forward eligible on both FanDuel and DraftKings, which is a nice piece. And they need him if they play guys, if they play Rashawn Holmes regularly. I just don't think when you have Ojale who plays the power forward, they go big when Kimba's not in. So when Kimba's in, though, they go with a route where Thies plays both the center and power forward position more. So it's I plan to look further at this, but I think that especially with Rashawn Holmes being down low and trying to eat up those rebounds, they're going to have to bring Thies in to why am I saying Thies? It's Thies. Daniel Thies.
It's Tice or Tice. Yeah, it's Tice.
JT Hayes is questioning me right now already. So yeah, he has to be somebody you got to look at. So.
Yeah, and I was talking to JT Hayes, and he said, he's been talking to the parents out there, right, of all the players while everyone's been gone. He's taking notes, and he'll let us know in the Discord chat kind of what all the parents are saying. Like, will Rudy Gobert play? He's got all that news already. He's talked to Rudy's parents, and he'll have that for us. Hoop, how's your situation going? Do we got the AirPods all figured out now with you?
AirPods are done. We're done with the AirPods. We're just going regular speaker here, and feeling much better because you're not cutting out any longer.
All right, perfect. I was confused what was going on. Obviously, we need to have all the good mojo going for Big T. You're in his setup. We're in a ship here at RPS today, so we have to have the sound working for you over there. Again, a pretty good total, but we got a lot of games to talk about. Those are two of the 7:30 games. We can go to the 8 o'clock one. We got Pacers. We have the Miami Heat, and this is a 215 total, and not a game that I'm jumping on, right? Like, we got the Pacers side where they're getting a little healthier, right? You got LeVert back there. They're going against a tougher Miami defensive team. And Jimmy Butler, he is popping, and I think he's mainly popping because of raw points, right? It is a slate where we are going to need some raw points because we're playing a lot of these value plays. And he's still crushing even with Bam back. I'm going to go to you first, K. Fallon. How are you handling Jimmy Butler? Because I'm torn. I jumped off him the first time, and now I'm like thinking, do I want to stay on him? Because the streak that he's on, he's been absolutely crushing it, and he still seems like he's a really good play.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of interest in this game. As you were saying, the health of the Pacers is one piece, and then now that they're saying that Ariza is going to be available for the game tonight for the Heat, I have no clue what to expect. 10-game slate, and it's a place where a spot where I feel like I can avoid and not be taking a lot of chances when I have no clue what they're going to do with a guy who hasn't touched the court in 50% of the season now. Just doesn't seem like something I need to mess with when we don't know how he fits into the rotation or what Spoelstra is gonna do with him. Is my thoughts with this game.
All right, Hoop, how about you? I mean, Pacers Heat, this doesn't seem like a game you're going to love too much in cash games, but maybe I'm wrong. What are you doing with this game?
Yeah, I mean, the Heat have kind of turned into a team that they're just not very DFS friendly. I mean, especially when they're at full strength, and that's pretty much where they're at tonight. You're introducing a new guy potentially into the rotation. Not a good matchup, pretty low total. Just seems like a really good spot to just stay away. We have a 10-game slate. One thing we always talk about on the show, don't, force exposure to spots. If they're bad, to me, this is one of the spots that's bad. So I will be off this game, and I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the chatters, and we got Lindsay in there. Who Lindsay is not about the not about the fun, right? Likes all the knowledge.
No fun at all there.
But,
Lindsay Bowery's back again. It's good to have you, Lindsay. I love seeing you here. Love your enjoyment of the product that RPS offers. We'd love to have you in our Discord. I'm sure you'd be an absolute joy to have.
So Falik, is that your burner account? Because Lindsay said this new guy.
Come in the chat and sit there and essentially talk shit, but they come every single day. So obviously there's something that Lindsay likes that keeps bringing her back. But
Lindsay.
Oh, this has to be Slappy now that she's saying she is saying that I'm sure that the person K Falik is sharp. Definitely Slappy, giving me a little hard time, trying to give me a little love right now. Has to be Slappy just jumping in and wanting to earn her or his way back into the Discord. Has to be.
And K Fallon, maybe Lindsay's got a crush on you. I'm not sure, but very knowledgeable, nice man. You're a married man though. So Lindsay, K Fallon is taken. So, but yeah, you're getting a lot of love over there from Lindsay. Very sharp and knowledgeable man. We love having K Fallon and all of his charts. That'll wrap up that game for us. Hoop, I'm going to ask you, we got like 469 people watching. There's 160 likes. Are we giving away gear? What are we doing here?
We have a guest. We have a special guest.
There he is, Big T.
Where's K Fallon?
Right there.
He's on mute. Have you guys seen the charts yet?
Yeah, oh yeah. Show him the charts. He's got multiple charts.
Yeah, I got a couple charts that I'm working with today.
They got the Spurs on it?
No, the Spurs aren't in play today, Tony, because they got DeRozan back. You got to understand that the reason the Spurs were in play was because DeRozan wasn't playing. But I decided to go with a little bit of Lindsay Love, the 33. I got my kids' crayons to highlight good players on here and everything.
Who's a good play so I can play them tonight?
You'll have to wait. I don't know what my.
You gotta watch this. I'm watching man go from the bench. Man, take care of it up there.
Tony, I am. I don't know. You weren't listening to the show, but I said I'm celebrating Oral on your workbench. Oral.
Oh no, I didn't realize that. I mean, Oral with the outright W.
Yeah, I mean, you love to see it, so it's good times.
I just like to say the reason why I like my Virginia Tech Hokies was for this reason. Too bad they couldn't pull this out. It was really disappointing because this was the spot that I was waiting for. Was going to be Ohio State, just with a big letdown because they are not good.
Yeah.
I truly believe that when I watched them in the Big Ten.
They aren't. They suck. And you can't ever go wrong with Oral, so it got the job done.
It's a good time.
Find out tonight on that WB behind him.
No, he's not allowed in there after the show. He's back out.
I have to say,
Mangone's giving us tours every 5 minutes
starting
tomorrow at 10 a.m.
I can give some tours.
Backdrop. That's an 80-inch. Everyone always makes fun of a show.
I got it. I can show.
Who has an 80-inch in their room? Look at that puppy.
That looks tiny up there.
No.
What am I? But Tony, so I'm in the room. What if I show? I got the picture of you and your wife with all the congratulations. Oh yeah.
It's dangerous in there. Who knows what you'll find in that room?
Start talking doors behind you.
Yeah, I see some tissues. I see some bottles. I mean,
Is that a mirror on the ceiling? Is that a mirror up there?
Oh, it's too good. There's a lot of good stuff going on over here. Oh, man. West Coast said Mango busted out the black light. Oh, man, it could get interesting in here if we did that. Oh, man, we can't do that. Also, we got to give a K-Phallic play of the day. So, I mean, guys, give some recommendations.
There's already a winner. It's the charts play of the day.
That's what I figured, right?
Yeah.
It's K-Phallic's charts of the day.
Hopped in the charts play of the day. It has to be.
I'm looking for my sponsorship with Microsoft. They haven't gotten back to me yet whether they're willing to give me the Excel name as part of the relationship. But I reached out yesterday once I found out at about 9 o'clock last night that I was going to be on the show today. Pretty much just about the same as my invitation to Big T's house. It came about 15 minutes before the actual invitation probably expired. So, but I reached out to Microsoft. They have not replied yet. So we're going to have to leave off that name from it though.
Now, K-Phallic, I'm going to defend Big T here. He gave you the invite. You could easily be here with us, right? He did it to JT. You had your chance and you said no. I mean, you can't be hating on Big T right now with that. I mean, you had your opportunity.
Yeah, wife and kids doesn't allow me to get up in 5 minutes and say I'm on my way.
Yeah, that's why when Hoop returns to his house, he's probably sleeping in the doghouse for that exact reason right there. Okay, Hoop is not going to be sleeping well for the next week. I'll promise you that.
Hey, the Hoop commitment is the things you love to see. I mean, we haven't seen Hoop in person till now, so we're excited. We'll have a good weekend. It's going to be a good time. Got the drinks flowing. Got the Big T good mojo. And when you ship Hoop, I think the wife will be okay with it because all the Big T heater will rub off on you.
That is true. That's very true.
All right, let's head on over to the next game. Guys, if you could, please hit that like on the video, hit the subscribe, helps us out a ton over here at Run Pure Sports. Also want to mention the promo we have going on. We have tons of action. We have every sport. We're not going to nickel and dime you for the NASCAR, the MMA. We got everything under one roof. Use the code HEATER25 for 25% off your first payment. And we also have MLB coming up, right? That's going to be right around the corner. Man, we're going to come back from this, trip. We're going to recover, and then MLB is going to be here. So we are ready for that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be excited. We were already talking about it. Heard JT and Title talking about MLB. So get in. All you got to do is use that code HEATER25. It's going to be awesome. We're going to absolutely crush it again like we did last year. Let's move on over to the next game. Up next, we got the Warriors and we got the Memphis Grizzlies. And K-Phallic, we're going to you first because you talked about the charts, right? This is your time to shine. You said you're ready. You got all the Warriors charts. Me and Hoop are going to sit down. We're going to hang up and listen and watch you work.
All right. So we've got some situations here with for those that do not know, we got doubtful players in Kelly Oubre and Steph Curry. And then you got two guys who are in COVID protocol. So going from the normal 13-player rotation that Steve Kerr loves playing, you're going down to probably more like a 10-player rotation. And to be very honest, it's going to go two ways. You got two guys that are going to get playing time when the game is close, and then you have 8 guys that are in play for when the game is either not close or if just in play in general. So you have to make some decisions here, and that's where it's tough. You got Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green, who are absolute elite plays if the game remains close, and then you have the unknown of the remaining 8 players that fall into that bracket. And the way that I'm looking at it is, and the way I look at these type of situations is, I'm going to try to find who that guy is that's going to get the playing time no matter what, and have to make a decision on guys like Wiggins, who is going to have an insane usage, and Draymond Green. But I'm going to look for the guy that is going to get the playing time at a low ownership. It's a really interesting spot because I believe there are this ownership is going to be through the roof, and there are some really interesting spots that could come up in regards to guys like Frank Jackson, who completely screwed over people last game. He's going against Houston. And if he's starting again and they don't play DSJ, and we can talk about that in a few minutes, but he could be a better play than these guys that are going to get 20 minutes. And then you have the same thing with some other spots. So I'm struggling with it. I was talking with JSU before this, and honestly, I think you have to play some of these guys. I have no clue who it's going to be, but the charts say that they're going to get run, and that's the way I look at it.
All right, Hoop, I'll go over to you. Cash games, right? We're playing Warriors. I think I'm playing Warriors. I think you're playing Warriors. Question is, how many Warriors should we play, and who are the top targets?
I mean, you want in cash games, I think, especially on DraftKings, like on FanDuel, it's a little bit different because they're just doing such a crappy job with their pricing all around, where you don't necessarily have to go with the value. On DK, I think you want, at least 3 guys, maybe 4 in your cash games. And, in tournaments, you definitely want exposure too, because there's going to be a couple of these guys that have.
Oh, we just got an upgrade. Kelly Oubre just got upgraded from doubtful to questionable now.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So that is, it's big news. I don't know how else to put it. Is now you go from 10 to 11, and you got Oubre now in play potentially, and this adds to the reasons why I have so little interest in this 7:30 games. I just don't really, unless we somehow get news. The news on Gobert is massive. The news on all of the Warriors is massive. And I think you can just sit and wait. You have the Orlando news, which is extremely important, which almost got some wins for us yesterday with the Fournier pick that was able to come out of it at 3% when he's the point guard. So now you got Oubre to play in here, and it's why that 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central for me in Nashville becomes important to me.
Yeah, you're almost be off that those 7:30 games. I mean, obviously, maybe one guy or something if you feel comfortable with them, but you want as much flexibility. Assuming, what time's that game? It's 8. Is it 8 p.m. Eastern game? So we might have the news on whether we probably should have the news on Oubre when this locks, but it's it's a fluid situation for sure.
Yeah, obviously, like that Gobert stuff matters too, right? So there could even be more reason too, which we'll have to see. And you never know, even more news can hit that you don't even expect. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll be in the Discord chat talking about that, updating with all the news. So be sure to get in on that. K-Falc, I'll ask you this. So what came to my brain when I heard you basically talk about Oubre, so he was doubtful, now he's questionable. And I get it, they're shorter on bodies. Is there a chance Oubre could just go unowned and could be a really interesting play here? Or is that just getting too cute? Is that just playing a guy that's too banged up? What do you think about that?
No, if a guy's playing in the game, he's going to play. That's my opinion on guys that have the questionable tag that get upgraded. They're going to play. So you're either playing this game that it's going to be a close game, or you're playing that it's going to be a blowout. And that's the way that you have to look at the Warriors, and having Oubre involved makes it a better situation. So that's the way I look at that. On the Memphis side, which we haven't discussed again, they have a lot of bodies too. They play a lot of guys, and what the one guy that I'm interested in is Joe Val against Looney, and then who knows who. He could completely destroy this team as being without any post to guard him, is the way I see that. But again, it's going to be dependent on news, because we need that game to stay close for him to get that. He needs the minutes to be able to produce. You can see that in recent games. He got 23 minutes against Miami and only got 21 points. But when he played the games before, he got 27, 30, 37. 33, and he produced in every single one of those. So I think Joe Val is actually a very interesting play at low ownership tonight.
What if you're playing 150 lineups, Cape Alec? Like, so the thing I'm trying to figure out is if Oubre's in, right? That's if he's out, we know we can play a lot of these guys, but how many is too many, right? Like, do you think that Oubre being in, sure, there's no Curry there, and there's usage to go around, but do you think that you might want to limit it a little bit more? Like, is it smart to maybe get off of having, like, I saw some optimals had 4 guys, right? They had 4 Warriors, 3 Warriors. Is it smarter maybe to limit it to 2 if Curry is there? Or not Curry, if Oubre's there?
Yeah, listen, first of all, I'm not a 150 builder. I'm going to be very honest, and that has never been my way. Tony's tried to get me to build 150 every once in a while, and I lose every single one of the 150s. I'm a hand build guy. I use optimizers in the way that it gives me a little guidance. But I think the answer is that you're going to, if Oubre is in, you got 3 guys that are going to play 35 minutes. And then you're left with 7 guys or 8 guys that are going to fill in the remaining spots. And when I look at that, it is concerning to me unless I do not think the game is going to stay close, and then those guys come more in play. But you look at a guy like you have point guards in Wanamaker, Mannion, and then you have guys like Mulder and Poole who also play point guard, shooting guard like rotation for that. So I don't have personally when I'm hand building, I'm going to be lighter. If Oubre is in, I'm definitely going to be lighter on Golden State.
All right, Hoop, give me your final thoughts here on these Warriors and how you're handling this.
If Oubre is in, I mean, that changes things a ton because, I mean, then you have 3 guys that are going to be in, 3 guys in there that kind of will run their offense. I mean, it's going to be Oubre, it's going to be Wiggins, it's going to be Draymond Green. I mean, those are 3 big name guys. So it really limits the upside on a couple of those guys. Like if Oubre's out, I feel good in saying, 3 of those really cheap, almost full pump plays will get there. If Oubre's in, I'm now thinking that maybe it's only one of those guys that potentially gets there. So for me, it takes away a ton. If he does play without limitations, I'm guessing ownership is kind of low. He could have a big game here. Draymond Green, Wiggins, obviously still good plays, but I'd be very cautious with those cheaper guys if Oubre is indeed in.
All right, we got Christopher Julian in the chat. He says, how can I sign up with Run Pure? Is it an app? No, there's no app, but you can go on mobile, on web, go to runpuresports.com, then go to login or sign up and use the code HEATER25, get you 25% off your first payment. We're a DFS site and we give out all the winners. Hoop, what's some of the other stuff that we do over here at Run Pure Sports for the people?
Yeah, I mean, we have a bet side as well, so you can do a DFS and bets package. Right now is honestly the best time to get in on the bets with the college basketball tournament going on. We have a few guys over there that are pretty much experts in college basketball sports betting. I mean, the main thing that I always talk about in these shows is the one price fits all thing where, you pay one price, you get absolutely every sport on the website. A lot of these other sites, when the sports start, they charge you more. For us, it's one flat fee, everything on the site. If you use the promo code HEATER25, and I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but Heater 25 is only going up to baseball season. Once MLB starts, Heater 25 goes away. Heater 25 gets you 25% off your first payment at Run Pure Sports. So if you want to try it out, a weekly package is $20. You punch in Heater 25, it's only $15 for a week. So I think that's one way we're different. It's one price for everything on the website.
Yep. Tons of great stuff over here. We got the MMA playbook, right? TitleTown's been working on that. I saw, Hoop, you saw Title was just cranking away at the MMA playbook while we're out here all playing cornhole. I mean, dedicated to the craft, right?
I mean, Title does not play around, unfortunately.
Was Hoop there, or did he go visit? Is the zoo visit tomorrow? Sunday? What?
Solo trip to the zoo tomorrow. It's happening. These guys. These guys will be yelling about college basketball. I'll be spending my day with the tigers and lions and zebras.
Okay, some say the zoo visits in Big T's workbench. It might be getting a little crazy up here, but
all I know is that y'all better get some ice cream from this place that my wife was talking. My wife has her best friends in Cincinnati area, and she talks about this ice cream place that's supposedly the best ice cream in Cincy. So if Tony or Amber does not take care of y'all with that ice cream, I swear to God, y'all should walk out of this house.
I want the ice cream, or I want a refund, one of the two. But I will say, Title's grinding his ass off for the MLB or MMA playbook, working hard. Unfortunately, have a feeling he's going to pay a steep price tomorrow on the basketball court because I think Big T is going to work him.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's going to get worked in. And K Falik, ice cream is not a problem in the Niehaus house. I put my cold drink. JT Hayes said put it in the freezer so it can be ready to go for the show. And it's nice and cold. Man, I had trouble stuffing in there. There was so much ice cream in that freezer. So I don't think we're getting an ice cream trip. I think we're just walking right to the freezer, K Falik. So
Graders. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that's throwing it out there. The place is called Graders Ice Cream. Graters.
All right.
All right. We'll ask about it. We'll make sure and check it out. K Falik, do you have any money on this title and Big T match going on tomorrow?
I do not currently because I don't trust it until it actually happens. So until I have a time and a place, I'm going to sit back and relax, and I will discuss it at that point. I don't like throwing money at no bets. It feels like I'm in Top Shot where the money won't ever come back to me. So sorry, I'm going to hold off.
You're gonna hurt Mangone's feelings saying shit like that.
What? The Top Shot? Oh, I thought you meant Lindsay. Lindsay was making fun of my nose in chat. So I got to get a nose job with the winnings. Uncle T was making fun of me for being a little tired on this trip. But yeah, I thought you were talking about that. The Top Shot stuff. I'm doing okay. I think I'll be okay with the Top Shots. We'll be fine. All the Anthony Edwards is going well after how he played yesterday, so I'm very happy about that. And everyone in the chat is talking about the ice cream. They're all excited. And Brandon Anderson, he's excited. He said, man, going with the high noon hoop. So you guys were making fun of me at the store a little bit.
I was not. The other guys were hitting you. I mean, the other guys were pounding you about it. I said, I'm in on those.
That's fine.
Booze related, to be honest with you.
Yeah, hoop is easy going with the booze. But yeah, Big T was making fun of me for the high noons. But I'm ready to rock. It's going to be a good weekend. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the next game. We talked about that Warriors-Grizzlies game a ton. Let's talk Nets and let's talk Magic. Hoop, I'm going to go to you first because this is a game that, Harden's a great spend up, right? Raw points, he makes some sense, but the Magic is not the greatest matchup. And then on the opposite side, Aaron Gordon's back, and Vucevic, he could be a really interesting play, or as JT Hayes calls him, Mr. Vucevic. So how are you handling Vucevic and Harden here?
Yeah, not the greatest game, I don't think, for DFS purposes.
I think you may change your mind because Michael Carter-Williams and Terrence Ross just got ruled out as well. So I saw those guys were out. So yeah, it's a little bit of a boost, I think, to some of these guys. Like Chess and Randall was relatively popular yesterday. Wasn't all that great. I think he can definitely play, especially if Oubre plays. If Oubre does indeed play and we lose that Warriors value, then I mean Randall could become pretty valuable here in terms of just these pump plays. So he's 3.4K. He played 30 minutes yesterday. I imagine he'll probably be in that range again today. I'd also imagine that he does a little bit better than he did yesterday. He kind of busted. But we always talk about on the show, when you get those really, really cheap punt plays, even if they do bust, you're not dead. Like you can definitely make it up. So I think he's in play. I mean, Vucevic at 9.9. The problem is I'm definitely going to prefer to get up to the other studs on the slate. Like if I can get up to Jokic, it's only $700 more to get to Jokic. Like I'm going to definitely find a way to do that. Even Harden's right there. It's basically $1,000 more expensive. So, Randall as a value play. If we lose these Warriors value plays, and the way we lose the Warrior value plays is if Oubre does indeed play. On the Nets side, you can play Harden, but I think I prefer the other guys a little bit more. Vucevic and Luka, I think I actually prefer over Harden. Got the 10-point spread here, so I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see what K. Felix says here about the Magic guys. The one guy I'm looking at would be Randall. These other guys are just kind of hit or miss lately.
Okay, K. Falik, hit it with us. What are you doing with Randall and these Magic guys?
Well, first of all, the usage flows right to Evan Fournier in this position. Okay. I played him last game. He is a fantastic play in this type of situation. We saw it earlier in the season. The one concern I have about both Fournier and Gordon is what do they do in regards to minutes on a back-to-back after them being injured? And Aaron Gordon that's going to be, again, I see no reason to play these early games because I can sit and wait for this news. And if they say they're going to put Aaron Gordon on a minutes limit, which is he has literally played 2 games since January 31st when he got hurt. The first game was on the 11th. He played 14 minutes, and then last night he played 31. I don't know. In that first game, he was on a minutes limit as well. So I'm not. I want to see if he possibly is on a minutes limit. That'll up Fournier for sure even more. And then you're having to make the decision. I think this is where the slate gets interesting. Is you talk about a guy like Evan Fournier at 6.2, or you talk about a guy like Andrew Wiggins at 6.2, and they're even equal almost on FanDuel as well at 5 they're 6,000 to 5.2 also on FanDuel. So it's an interesting spot where I just Chesson Randall's just not. He's an off the ball player in this situation. The usage flows into Evan Fournier, the usage flows into Vucevic, and that's what I'd expect to occur again. When the piece that interests me, as I said, is Aaron Gordon. If Aaron Gordon is out, you got some, or not even out, just limited on minutes. You have some interesting value plays that are available for the Magic as well. Brooklyn's is bad on defense, and I will stand by that. And I don't see guys who can stop some of these guys. But then on the other side, James Harden is so good in these situations as well. I have no clue who's going to guard him. So Harden very much interests me.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense, obviously, but there's a lot of good spend ups and we're going to get to them. If you guys could please hit that like, hit that subscribe on the video. It helps us out a ton. Hoop, we got 600 watching. We got 262 likes. Are we just giving away gear for free because we're at the Niehaus house, or what number do we got to hit? What's the plan here? Hoop?
Obviously it's a lighter day because the college basketball is going on. So the viewership's a little bit lower. Let's just get to 350. Get to 350 and we'll give away a piece of gear. I mean, we just basically need 90 more likes. So 350 will be the number, and we'll give away a piece of gear.
Yeah, we got to do 350. You know why? I want to watch Big T live going to FedEx, right? Like we can hop in the car with him, right?
We got to witness this. We'll show
maybe
right out the door.
Maybe we can get a little surprise Tony workbench play of the day, even though he's not on the show. Maybe he'll throw one out to us. I don't know if he's watching though. I know that I'm coming in as the sub tonight, so not sure he's watching, but we might as well give it a try.
Hoop, can you shoot a text over to Tony and see if he'll
already been sent. That quick. Already
great minds think alike. So that's what we got to get. We got to get that Tony workbench of the day of the play, possibly. We'll see what we can get there. Let's go on to the next game. We got Pistons. We got Rockets here. 215 total. Kevin Porter Jr. has been lighting it up. K Falik, what do the charts say here on this game with the Rockets getting a little healthier?
Yeah, not a little healthier. They're getting a lot healthier. And John Wall's questionable. If John Wall plays, I don't think you can play any of these high-priced guys. I did a little FanDuel research, even though I don't play a ton of FanDuel. I do not understand Daniel House's price, 3.8K on FanDuel. The chart told me that he did not play the fourth quarter in his first game back due to blowout, but he still played 24 minutes. So if you use my chart math, that puts him, you do that divided by 3, and then you multiply that by 4. That means that he's in line in a close game potentially for about 32 minutes. So the Rockets are committed to House long term, I believe. He's going to be one of those building blocks, including my boy DJ Wilson. I'm excited to get him on the team. But otherwise, I don't see how you can even look at the Rockets tonight, except for House on FanDuel.
All right, Hoop, you play FanDuel. What do you think of House, and what do you think of these other Rockets here?
Yeah, I think he's in play over there. I mean, the big thing though is John Wall. If John Wall does indeed play, I mean, most of these guys are risky. I mean, they went from a team that we've been targeting for the last couple of weeks to a team we're probably going to be avoiding moving forward with Wood back in there and Wall back, Oladipo. So something we obviously need to monitor. The interesting spot here is the Pistons side. I think we obviously have some plays here. DeLon Wright, I think, is in play. Sadiq Bey is coming off a big game. He's in play. Jeremy Grant is another guy that we can consider. 7-2 on DK, 7K on FanDuel. Josh Jackson. The Pistons are a team that I was looking to avoid for a long time, but now the situation that they're in,
I think they can be targets. Frank Jackson as well. I mean, he played 30 minutes, I believe, last game, did absolutely nothing. I mean, he completely sucked out there. But if he's going to continue to play 30 minutes, he's a guy that can score. And it's a good matchup. I mean, we talk about it all the time. You're going against this Rockets team. The Rockets are a dead team. Like, they're not going to be in it to win ball games. Obviously, they're better now with Wood back and potentially John Wall, but I think we can still target some of these Pistons guys with a decent bit of confidence, to be honest.
If Frank Jackson starts, I'm sorry to cut you off, Mangone. If Frank Jackson starts and Oubre plays, I do not see how you can play a Warrior value over Frank Jackson. I think Dennis Smith Jr. sat last game because they made the decision that Frank Jackson was going to start. And if it's the situation again tonight, I think you can pencil in the 30 minutes at lower ownership than hopefully these Warriors value. And I 100% agree with Hoop on the Warrior or the Pistons in general. I think they're good plays tonight.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention Big T. I mean, he shipped with Frank Jackson, right? When he hit like 95K the other day or 100K. He had Frank Jackson for 10.5, so it's possible to win with those cheapies. So certainly could happen tonight. Let's head on over to the next game, and this is a big one, right? Raptors and Jazz, 8 o'clock game. We need that Rudy Gobert news. Hoop, I'm going to go over to you first. How are you handling this Rudy Gobert news in cash games?
Well, I mean, it's kind of another reason. I mean, K. Alex talked about it in the beginning, like fading those early games to keep your, flexibility open. This is another reason. Rudy Gobert, who is questionable. I mean, Mike Conley is going to play tonight, but if Rudy Gobert is to sit, Derek Favors, another guy that we can consider at 3.2K. It's not a situation where if Gobert sits, Favors is going to play 35 minutes. And I guarantee you, K. Alex charts back that up. It's a situation where the role, the usage for Favors is higher, probably sees 5 to 7 more minutes on the court. That doesn't sound like a lot, but with a guy like Favors, it is a lot. And that's really all I have interest in this game. I mean, if Gobert plays, this game is a complete fade for me. If Gobert sits, Derek Favors, not anything else for me.
All right, K. Falik, how about you? How are you handling this Rudy Gobert stuff right now?
I love that. First of all, I love Mangone that you're just bouncing on the bed. It looks like you're doing a little bouncing, practicing the workbench a little bit, seeing how it feels.
I mean, you want to know?
Warming it up for Big T.
Do you know why I'm actually probably bouncing? Because, so get this. Well, I'll tell you a story, K. Falik. So Miss Uncle T, right? Have you ever had an energy drink, K. Falik?
I have.
Okay, so with an energy drink, right? You probably don't want like the 20-ounce one, right? Like you probably want to have an 8-ounce. Like, so I said to Uncle T, I'm like, they're at the store, they're grabbing food, and I'm at the house, and I'm like, can you grab me a Red Bull, right? Give me a couple, right? And Uncle T's never had one. He asked the lady at the cash register, she says, you want a small one or you want a big one? And Uncle T goes, oh, only the best for man. Go, let's get him the big one. So, I mean, I drank a 20-ounce Red Bull. Like, I mean, I'm jumping up and down. I'm like, I typically have like an 8-ouncer, so I'm all over the place right now. But it's nice. Tough right now.
All right, so first of all, I have no interest in the Raptors. They're all healthy now. So let's start there. In regards to the Jazz, as you said, Conley's back. That hurts all these other guys. This Gobert news is big. And what's interesting is that people are just going to go to Favors, and I'm going to find who that backup is, and I'm going to hopefully see, because as we just said, Favors isn't going to play more than 25 minutes. No chance. I don't think he's played 25 minutes in more than 25 minutes in like 3 years. So if you find who that backup is that's going to get those minutes, I think that is an interesting route in tournaments that you're going to get that unknown guy. The Gobert news came recently while I was watching games, so I did not get to do much research on it. But I'm going to be looking for that backup center, because they're going to need bigs against Toronto as well. Toronto plays big, so that backup center is a very interesting play, as is Favors. And what's always the fun way that Big T and I used to ship, and we haven't done it in a while, is what do? You play both. So you can get them for probably 6.2K if I had to guess, and you're getting 48 minutes of guaranteed minutes, and it's always exciting to see what happens from there.
Yeah, and we gotta get these likes up, guys. The chat is saying we're at 306. We gotta get to 350, and the chat is killing me right now. Scary part is everybody doesn't know that Mangone is wearing no pants right now on the workbench. We got someone told me to teabag Big T's bed. I mean, that's hurtful. I can't do that.
That's a good idea. I mean, you're locked in there. Big T said he can't even get in. So I mean,
Yeah.
you got free reign in that. I mean, that's a highly sought after position that you're in.
There could be toys under the bed. I don't know what Big T's into. I mean, there could be some interesting stuff. Joey B said Mangone just farted on the Big T. Mangone just farted on Big T's pillow. Gonna give him pink eye tomorrow. I mean, if Big T's got pink eye tomorrow, we definitely know that I am the number one suspect there on that one. But it's a lot of fun here. This is such good times. I'm dying right now. The chat's killing me. But get those likes up, guys. We want to give away some gear. We want to watch Big T go to FedEx. And speaking of Big T, we're going to talk about this Nuggets game, right? This is his squad. They're playing the Bulls, and Jokic is one of the better spend-ups on this slate.
I just want to throw out Tyler McGee may be correct, or Ryan McGee may be correct here. Big old Ersan Ilyasova just signed with the Jazz a couple of games ago, so that could be your backup center tonight. Play two old guys for 6.2K and get 48 minutes out of them. So thank you, Ryan, for that.
Ryan's on top of it. I'm sure we'll have people on top in the Discord chat too when the news breaks. So be sure to get in that. But I want to talk about Jokic, right? I'm kind of excited for this spot for him. He gets Chicago. They don't play a ton of defense. Easy to beat down low. Hoop, how are you handling this Nuggets Bulls game?
Yeah, I mean, if this game stays close, it seems like a murder spot for Jokic, especially if they roll up. I guess it really doesn't even matter. Wendell Carter's not great on defense. They got marketing right now, playing center. He should have his way as long as it stays close. It's a 7-point spread. We've seen the Nuggets kind of play down to their competition all season long. It's a good price tag on DK and FanDuel. It's fine too, 10-6. He's definitely a guy to spend up on. The problem is you start going through the rest of this game and talked about it with the Bulls. I mean, they got a lot of dudes now, and they have a lot of guys that can play. Satoransky, the price tag is finally coming up a little bit, 4-4, probably enough where you don't play him. He did have a 30-point fantasy game. That might be an outlier. I don't think you can really bank on that. So the 4-4 will probably pass on, and the rest of the guys are just nothing really stands out, and it's not the greatest spot. So I'll be off that. The one guy though that has been playing pretty good on the Nuggets side that I have slight interest in is Will Barton. I mean, playing over 30 minutes and do 7 straight games. Been over 30, 35 fantasy points in like 5 or 6 of those games. He's just playing really well right now. And the price is still affordable. So I actually have some interest in Barton. I don't think he's going to be all that highly owned. He's at a weird price point on DK at 5.6. So I kind of like Barton as well as a under the radar play. I don't think many people will be on him today. He's not popping in any projections or anything. So it really in this game for me, it's Jokic and it's Barton, and I like them both quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Jeremy Shepard's in the chat. He says, proud to be a part of RPS team. He talks about some other sites. I'm not going to talk bad about other sites, but I'll say I'm biased. I like our site a lot. Glad to have you too, Jeremy. I'm glad you like it. K Falik, I'm going to go to you. Is Jokic one of your priority spend ups on this slate?
I am definitely interested in Jokic and what he can bring against this terrible Chicago front court. I will take pride in the fact that I was ahead of the game on Will Barton. I think I've had him in my cores since that first big game he had against Memphis. And I don't understand why his price has not come up at all. It makes absolutely no sense. DK did a whole $200 increase from last game. And it was a blowout against Charlotte, so he lost 6 minutes. So 38 minutes is what he's playing. They have no other guards. They are choosing to play him at shooting guard, and Dozier is backing up more of the small forward position. So it's become Jamal Murray, it's become Will Barton, and it's become Campazzo as the guards. And I think he is just going to continue being a great play for 5.6K until Monty Morris comes back or until RJ Hampton comes back. Yeah. On the Chicago side, I have interest for sure in Satoransky. He is still underpriced for his minutes as well. I don't think he's going to lose minutes. I think the Bulls are happy with that run for sure. And I have just a special spot for some reason for Lauri Markkanen, and continue to think that he is going to have a big game. I have no clue when it's going to come. I think he is safe for the 5X most of the time and could have that big game at any point. And it's just all has to do with whether his 3-point shots falling and whether the rebounds fall to him as well.
All right, and we got tons of people giving us love in the chat. The Miz said, he's been everywhere, and he's glad he became a sub yesterday. So glad to have you, The Miz. But yeah, let's go on to the next game. Guys, please hit those likes. I want to see Big T go to FedEx. I really want to see it. Don't disappoint me. I'm on his workbench. Please hit the like, get us to 350. That way we can give away some gear. But yeah, let's talk about this next game. We saw Anthony Edwards.
Oh, Hampton's in. I'm sorry. Hampton's in tonight. So I don't know if that will, Hoop, you have any thoughts on whether that impacts any of these guards tonight?
Who's in?
It probably hurts Campazzo, right? That's the big one.
Hampton's in. Do you think it just affects Campazzo, or do you think it affects possibly run that's given to Barton tonight? Or do you think they just keep on running out Barton?
I think, like with Mike Malone, like he could kind of get set on these guys that he likes to run out for big minutes. And I don't think that he's going to pull minutes from Barton and give them to Hampton. He feels comfortable with what's going on, I think, right now with Barton. I'm gonna stick with my confidence level on Barton.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that makes sense. Barton is still a good play, I think, even with Hampton.
Yeah, and the thing is, we talked about that blowout, and like that blowout last game against Charlotte was a spot where some of these guys probably shouldn't have played any fourth quarter minutes, and Barton was out there in the fourth quarter. I mean, that was a blowout situation where Barton could have played 28 minutes and they would have been done. Like, he still got to 33 minutes, and he was playing in the fourth quarter too of that game. So, that adds a little level of confidence as well that, you don't have to be super worried about it. And it's only 7-point spread. I'm not saying like I'm overly worried about the blowout here, but if it did turn into a blowout, I think Barton still gets like at least 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, definitely think Barton's still in play. We got tons of people talking about Barton right now in the chat. Obviously, if any more news hits, we'll talk about it in the Discord. Let's go over to the next game. And this game, it's one that it was played yesterday and it was awesome to watch. Timberwolves Suns, 232.5 total. It was close. I don't think this is the right slate to play these guys. Hoop, is this a hard pass for you on this game?
Yeah, back-to-back spot here. Towns went off. Anthony Edwards went off. The back-to-back though does scare me here, and they're all kind of fringe plays last night. To me, they're fringe plays again tonight. Big T tried warning me on DeAndre Ayton. I did not listen to him, which is really stupid to not listen to what Big T says right now. He made fun of me on the show, and he was right. I mean, Ayton just disappointing season overall, and I thought the pairing of Chris Paul, Chris Paul coming to the Suns would really help him, and just has not been the case. They're just better with him off the court, and I'm not going there tonight. I think Miles Bridges is a fine play coming out. He had that monster game last night. He's basically, if I'm playing Suns, I just want to be more focused on like the value type cheaper guys, maybe Jay Crowder, Miles, Mikal Bridges, but that's probably about it. On the Timberwolves side, they ran pretty good last night in that game. I can't go there tonight. Maybe in tournaments. I mean, K Fallick, you obviously have done super well in tournament. Any interest in these T-Wolves guys in tournaments?
Yeah. So Anthony Edwards is playing crazy good amount of minutes, and the usage is through the roof. Yeah. And I don't ignore that. Yeah. I compare this situation to Donovan Mitchell when Mike Conley's out. So I almost see it the same way, as that you have D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley out, which I know they've been out for a while. But again, they're still not raising up Anthony Edwards' price, and it should be raised. And 7.1 for 25 to 30 shots is elite. I will take my chance on a guy getting 25 to 30 shots, just like Donovan Mitchell got when he was 7.5, in any situation. I don't care. It reminds me of Booker last year. It's the same type of situation where you have these guys that just chuck, and Anthony Edwards is a very talented player, and I'm glad that people are actually able to see this, because he's very, very good, and he could have a dud tonight for sure. But I will take my chances every single night with a guy who shoots it 25 times at a minimum, at low ownership, at semi-low ownership. I'm seeing him projected at 10% both on FanDuel and DraftKings. So that's low enough for me to fit my build. And I'm again, this Warriors news is going to make this slate. And I think that if Oubre is in, the value on the Warriors gets hurt quite a bit, and you don't have the great value to play tonight. So instead, people are still going to try to force in these high price guys, and this mid tier could continue to be just a great spot to build off of with guys like Barton, with guys like with Edwards, and just building off that mid tier land Fournier, just guys that are great mid tier builds.
All right, well, let's go on to the last game, and it's a lower total than I expected. We got a 227.5 total between the Dallas Mavericks and the Portland Trailblazers, and we got Luka, we got Dame, great options to spend for. Hoop, I'm going to go to you first. It feels like a game that we want to load up on. 3-point spread, Dallas, our favorites. How are you handling this one?
Yeah, I really like Luka tonight. I mean, he hasn't been my preferred stud, for honestly most of the season. I mean, James Harden has fallen into some really good spots with, Kyrie out, Durant out, both of them out. Jokic has had a phenomenal season. I really like Luka in the spot, though. The 227 total, I thought it would be a little bit higher, but these Dallas totals haven't come in as high as some of these other teams. So I really like this spot, though, for Luka. I think he has his way in this matchup. I think he can lift to Kleba. I think he can lift to Porzingis. The tough part is the Portland side. They played last night, right? This is back-to-back for them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They played the Pelicans. They played the Pelicans last night. They beat them. McCollum still only played 20 minutes last night. And, I'm curious to see what happens with him tonight. Either way, though, I mean, I can't pay the 10-9 for Dame here when we have Jokic, we have Luka, we have James Harden. Like, I can't play him over those guys. And, outside of Dame, it's really hard to trust any of these other Portland guys. So for me, it's Luka. I like Porzingis. I think you can play Kleba. And that's probably it. But I really do like Luka quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, there's great reasons to love Luka. He's been crushing it too. It's Portland defense. It all lines up. Falco, I'll go to you. I assume Luka's going to have some ownership, but is Porzingis an interesting pivot? Because I'm not a huge Porzingis guy, but you can make a case. Enes Kanter defense and this Portland matchup, Porzingis could definitely be an interesting option.
So Gary at about
another guest.
Oh, hey.
There he is.
What are we talking about? Are we finding the winners?
Yeah, last game. Good time.
We're talking Blazers and Dallas. What'd you talk about in the playbook with it, AP?
Can I just give my hair gel play of the day?
That's what the people want.
Oh, we're gonna have 5 plays of the day today.
Big T rejected the workbench plays.
Oh man,
he doesn't know who's playing tonight, so there's no.
I have my hair gel play of the day. Bomb Adebayo.
There it is.
Or Bam. Not
Bomb.
How many?
I was talking to JT Hayes, and so I'm off a little bit.
Once JT Hayes mispronounces the name, it's just the name you got to go with. So now on this show, it's officially Bomb Adebayo. There's no going back. It's Bomb over Bam.
Yeah, Bomb Adebayo it is. So that is AP's hair gel play of the day.
Here, guys,
let's go.
All right, let me throw just real quick on Dallas. First of all, Portland, I have no interest in. Yeah. I just can't. I don't. With McCollum back, the minutes are spreading more, and the prices are still there as if he wasn't in. So one of our loyal users, Gary, decided to try to mimic me and put a chart up on the NBA chat this morning, and it's a very valuable chart for those that did not watch or notice the Dallas game last game. It was a 5-man rotation, 5 guys, 35 minutes, 37 minutes, 39 minutes, 41 minutes, and 43 minutes. That is I don't know what happened to Jalen Brunson that he did not earn more than 16 minutes last game. It's something to definitely monitor. But those minutes are something that cannot be ignored. For all, I don't ever play Kleba, so let me first say for 4 of them, I know that Kleba is a guy that Hoop brought up, but Kleba is not a guy that I'm going to play on any slate. I just don't think he has upside. And I'm probably going to eat those words tonight if I had to guess. But Luka Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Josh Richardson all saw between 35 and 43 minutes last game. So I think that you really have to look at all 4 of these guys in a really good matchup. I think Portland. I thought they were going to win the championship this year. They were my early pick for the underrated championship chance, but they are not playing good defense right now. So I'm very interested in them.
Yeah, I mean, I will say Portland, man. It's been tough for them, and they've been banged up. So I'll give you a little bit of credit there on like, hey, they're not the exact team that they're supposed to be, K-Alex. So that's the one thing you have at least kind of going for you. Hoop, how about you? Like Porzingis has been a rough one, right? I know you like Luka, but is Porzingis someone that you can get behind at all here?
Tonight, maybe, just because of those minutes. But overall, I mean, my stance on Dallas has been like it's Luka or really nothing for me. I mean, it's a 10-game slate. Like I said, I think Kleba is, if he's going to play that many minutes, especially in this matchup against the Trailblazers, I'm going to have some interest. Probably more of a cash play than tournaments. I mean, the upside is definitely limited. I mean, he doesn't have a big ceiling. It'll probably be more of a FanDuel play opposed to a DraftKings play where you have way more flexibility. So more so on FanDuel, where I believe the price is like 3.8 versus the 4.2 on DK. But Richardson, Tim Hardaway Jr. I mean, just Tim Hardaway did play 36 minutes, but the problem is we have this other value that's really good. So, most likely it's Luka. I really like Luka, obviously. I like Porzingis, Kleba a little bit. Probably more on FanDuel, like I said, and that's it. And I can't imagine clicking a Portland Trailblazers name tonight. I mean, Dame is right there with those other studs. Like I can't do it. McCollum playing 20 minutes. Like they have guys, they have bodies. I think Portland's probably like the worst team to play in this league.
Yeah.
So definitely. I know they're on different positions, but would you play Kleba over Tim Hardaway Jr.? Almost they're a little bit of a different price, but on FanDuel, at least you got 3.8 versus 4.2. And I don't know. I'm looking at that, and
it's just, to me, like the position. I don't love power forward as much. I think is kind of the reason that I might lean Cleveland. Like on FanDuel, you have Andrew Wiggins, who's cheap. I mean, I don't even mind like Devin Booker. I don't know. It is. I mean, straight up, I'd definitely much rather play Tim Hardaway than Maxi Kleba. If they're at the same position, same price, I'm definitely clicking Tim Hardaway Jr.'s.
Yeah, no, I saw Tim Hardaway Jr. popping a little bit, so I do think he is in play as well. But we gotta get those likes up. We need 4 likes so we can send Big T to FedEx, and then let's give our plays of the day. Right, I have faith these guys can get it home for us. Only 4 more should be pretty easy. We are gonna go to Hoop first. Hoop, we need the Forex play of the day. So Simon, cue up the graphic of the picnic with all of us there. Hoop, what's the Forex play of the day?
Yeah, I mean, it's a guy that me and K-Falik both like quite a bit. It's going to be Will Barton, and I don't think you got to worry about ownership all that much. The price tag is unchanged for some reason. They're not really bumping it up. 5.6 on DK. He's crushed that in like 5 of his last 7 games. Good spot here. I don't think much changes in terms of the minutes. Played into that blowout as well last game, which is obviously very encouraging. So Will Barton is the official Forex play of the day.
All right, there's the Forex play of the day. Let's go over to K Phallic. I need the charts. The K Phallic, pull up those charts, show the people the charts, and give us that charts play of the day for us.
Well, I first must say that that Hoop definitely took who I was going with.
Well,
So
that's a good thing, though. We're both on the same.
I know we're both on the same guy, which is a great thing. I'm not going to leave y'all out with only one play between the two of us, but I will say that I 100% endorse the decision. And my charts play of the day tonight is going to be a guy that was very chart dependent last night and is going to be just as chart dependent tonight. Going against the Brooklyn Nets is Evan Fournier, 6.2K on DK. He's 6.4 on FanDuel. He's a little higher on ownership than I like to provide, to be very honest now. His ownership has changed quite a bit since the show started, it looks like. But I think that he is just such a good play. I truly believe that they're going to limit the minutes for Aaron Gordon tonight and let him have full run. So you have him running the point the entire game. So that is going to be my charts play of the day.
All right, that's your charts play of the day. And we got it up to 363. So K Phallic, please pick someone in the chat. And while you're doing that, I'm going to give my dry hump play of the day. But listen, and Hoop, I want to ask you this before I say it while the graphics up. I'm in Big T's workbench, right? I feel like there's got to be some power rubbing off. This has to be a guaranteed winner, right?
Be like the dry hump / workbench. I mean, you have to be the honorary. You have to be able to give the honorary workbench. I mean, you're at the freaking workbench. I mean, that's where this whole thing started. You have to be eligible to give the workbench play of the day.
Yeah, and the problem is I can't let him down, right? And
Yeah.
I was considering Fournier as one of my plays. That was one I was thinking about. So it's good to be aligned with Mr. Phallic, right? That's obviously good company to be in. And I can't give a high owned play, right? It's got to be one of the in that 10% range. And I think I'm going to channel my inner Big T 777. We talked about not really wanting to get on these earlier games, but I mean, that Oubre news is not kind, right? That could shake up the slate a bit and a little too much, where maybe I want to attack the 232 total. It's one of the highest totals on the slate. Maybe I just tell everyone to play catch up with me, just like Big T, right? This play's a little more expensive, but I think it's lower owned. And if you look at the projections, it looks like it's good too. He's someone that I thought would be a good play all day long. He's going up against the Sacramento Kings defense, and it's a bad defense. It's one to attack. I'm going to go to the Boston Celtics best player, Jason Tatum. He's 8.9K, which sure, it feels a little bit pricey, but he's projecting out pretty well, and he's gets a really, really good matchup here. I think Jason Tatum's going to be my play of the day. So hopefully I can channel my inner Big T and get it done here for the people. What do you think with that news coming? Do you think that changes the slate a little bit where those earlier guys make some sense, Who?
In tournaments, absolutely. I mean, I don't think we're going to see high ownership on really anyone in those first couple of games. I think especially the professional level DFS players are going to wait on the news. But the thing is, we might get this news because it's a 7:30 Eastern start, and these other games start at 8, so we might have the news. But I don't think Tatum's going to be very highly owned. It's a really good man. You have to imagine one of Brown or Tatum's going to have a really big game here today.
Yeah, and I was going back and forth on either one. You could play them both too. This is something that I feel like Big T would do. He just kind of plays them both. But I'm just going to go with Tatum for now. That'll be the one. And I'll be hoping to ship all the money today. But we got to get out of the way of JSU and Holden. Before we do that, K Phallic, who is the winner of the shirt?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to KJ tonight. KJ made the comment of Hoop is the assassin of DFS. Nobody rakes like Hoopster. I must be honest. I think that people are really pumping up a Big T right now with all these wins, which is just absolutely deserved. But I don't think anybody realizes that Hoop is just steadily strolling along, making that money, and just enjoying life. And I honestly was I started off being a follower of all of these sites, and Hoop was the reason that I got started really in the way that I did. I started off as an 80% cash guy and followed Hoop very closely. So first show I've ever done with Hoop, and think he's very deserving of any recognition he gets on, and I don't think he gets enough on this site right now because of all these big GPP wins. But you don't have a better cash guy on this site than you do in Hoop, to be very honest. So
I'm fine staying in the background. I mean, Big T the Big T heater is unlike anything I've ever seen before. The GPP wins. I mean, you guys are all doing a phenomenal job on the GPP side. Me and Mangone, it's not, we don't got the sexiest stuff. We're more in the background. That cash chart. I hope people are using the cash chart to also fill out, their GPP lineups, because it's more like the overall value plays. But I mean, K-Felic, you've had some phenomenal wins. Big T's obviously had some huge wins. So many members in that chat are just absolutely crushing, and the conversations, the advice, the help in the Discord is just absolutely phenomenal. The community environment is great. You have guys staking other guys in tournaments just to see members succeed and have success in DFS. It's a beautiful thing to see. It really is. It really is.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see that in the chat. And I mean, like everything K-Felic said, like I was the same with Hoop, right? I always followed his stuff. So we gotta stroke Hoop a little bit. He loves that. So
I like staying in the background.
Yeah, but it was a great show. It was fun to do my first show with K-Felic. It should have been an NHL show, right, K-Felic? We should have been there talking hockey because
I was filling in that time. It is not my sport for sure, but I was happy to fill in. But I'm looking forward to I just went to the link and signed up for the 10:15, I think. Tomorrow morning, 10:15. Is that Central Time or Eastern Time, Mangone, that I should be showing up for the tour day workbench?
Oh, I mean that's a Hoop question. I mean, 10:15, is that work for you? You'll be up, Hoop. You'll be ready to hit that, and then maybe get some lunch right after, right?
10:15, I'll definitely be up. I mean, I can't. I got young kids. I don't. My body can't sleep in any longer, so I'm up, regardless of what time I go to bed.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up for us, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us. For me, Mangone, K-Felic, Hoop, and Big T's workbench, which I'm laying on now.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Just gotta sit back. See you guys later.